There is a phrase that initiates and begins to unfold the Ho'oponopono process, a phrase that brings forward anew, but only if you are willing to speak differently, to think differently, and to align differently. And that is truly how to change your vibration. In the Hawaiian practice of Ho'oponopono and the Samoan Ifuga of the Polynesian family, the ancient ones always began with a prayer, an invocation. It was not done casually, not mechanically neither. They opened with a call to oneness. In the upgraded Ho'oponopono restored by beloved teacher Morna Simeona, this sacred beginning is preserved, reclaimed for this exact right time in our evolution. I am Kalina Rosemary, and I am here to share this gift with humanity. In every Ho'oponopono, we begin with an alignment that builds a connection. It creates a fusion between spirit, soul, and matter, the very physicality that grants you the gift to exist, to breathe. But it must begin with willingness, a choice to evolve towards divine will. Because in the Trinity, we are not separate. We are invited into union. In step 1 of the 12 steps of Ho'oponopono, we reverently ask the Father to join us. This Trinity is not exclusive to Christianity. Across traditions, humanity has recognized sacred threefold order: Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, Father, Mother, and Son. When you invoke Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son as one, you are activating connections. It is the difference between dial-up and Wi-Fi. The signal strengthens, clarity sharpens, protection surrounds you in a gold band. This invocation opens the door to your inner family, to the Aumakua, the high self, the guardian, parental guide, intelligences, angelic beings, devas, presences, divine assistance is walking beside you, with you. They are not distant. They are always here. And this is one of the most profound distinctions from the simplified four-phrase approach.
I think it is a great experience because only unless when we have traumatic situations are we moved to find solutions for them. And everything went on serene. I don't think we learn as much.
The 12 steps are not a momentary release. They are a programmed mapping, a redirection unfolding beyond one sitting. The Ho'oponopono reaches beyond space and time. They rewrite clouded thought patterns. They restore distorted desires. They re-educate the low self. Think of the Aumakua and high self as the wise elders, parental guidance at the highest level. Without them, the human self wanders in the shadows. With them, you are always guided. When spirit becomes part of your everyday beingness and physicality becomes second nature, the door opens, not because you forced it, but because you became teachable. You became the student of the high self's promptings. Coincidences begin to unfold. The right people appear. The right challenges surface. The phone call that you were expecting. Hourly, daily, moment to moment. This is not superstition or coincidental. This is alignment. Morna spoke of karmic duties, particularly karmic connections. This teaching functions like a restoration program. It cues exactly what needs to be addressed, in perfect order. You do not need to choose the sequence. It is revealed as the process unfolds and as you earnestly walk in faith. What does it look like? Sometimes opposition, conflict, unexpected problems. Problems are not punishments, they are invitations to clear what blocks your path. Harmony arrives through conflict. History shows us this. Martin Luther King Jr. held a dream for humanity, yet faced immense opposition before freedom expanded. And consider Master Jesus, who shared a final meal with those he loved, fully aware of the sacrifice ahead. Neither resisted what had to unfold. This is the first spiritual law in action, the law of sacrifice. Not loss for suffering's sake, but surrender for correction's sake, to correct an error. When you carry out Ho'oponopono properly, you align yourself with Divine Creator's wish and the will to correct the error. Sacrifice of time, personal preference, especially those strongly held feelings, because many of those belong to the low self. They are not always truth. Like the gut feeling, this is more aligned to our animal nature. These are memory, programmed responses, old fears replaying. When using the higher mind, there is no need for gut instincts. Like viruses running quietly in the background of your computer, Ho'oponopono is the cleansing of all those programs. Each time you say, Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son as one, you reshape your inner field. You shift your constitution. The quality of your beingness is altered. Thought changes. Emotion recalibrates and becomes more balanced. Energy reorganizes. The Ho'o has been imbued, the action set into motion. Harmony manifests. Even in your darkest hour, pain is lifted, fear corrected, the memory is renewed and cleared in the cache of your consciousness. So what begins the meeting of the high and the low? Well, before the high can be able to reach the low, before this restoration begins, we have to make enough room to open to this amazing energy. And there is one essential movement that can allow you to begin this process: willingness. Willingness to evolve and release towards what is right. Willingness to surrender distortion. Willingness to choose this alignment. When that is cultivated, the high self responds. It doesn't even stake claim on your family, who you are with right now. There is complete freedom. Not because we force it, but because we are all God's children, but because relationship has to be restored in the evolution of our time. Instead of thinking this one life that you are in this physicality, think the evolution of your entire soul. That is when the high can meet the low. Ho'oponopono is not a shortcut. It's not a trend. It is a sacred reconciliation with the inner family. And when practiced reverently, it becomes the bridge to reach the high. A bridge between memory and freedom, between fear and clarity, human and the divine. The high is always present. The question is, are we balanced enough for it to meet us? Do we have barriers preventing us from being able to touch the sacred space deep within ourselves? If this stirred something within you, share your reflections below. And in our next video, we'll explore how this invocation unfolds in daily life, moment by moment. Until then, remain willing, because willingness is the doorway through which harmony returns.